Good evening, everyone. You got Neil the Deal here at talkinfight.com. Thanks a lot for coming out here on a Wednesday night for the Talk and Fight slash NFL Live Neil the Deal show. I really appreciate you guys coming out. The shares, I have to say right off the top, you guys have been sharing a lot more lately, and I'm really appreciating the shares. It really helps out with the show. Really helps out with us getting bigger, better, faster, and more top of the line. And as you can see, if you go back last week and check out what I predicted, which we will discuss later on in the show, you will see that yes, things are working out for all of us. So let's start up the Wednesday night NFL edition, and we're going to start with a word that I always like, and it's holy, holy, holy. What a weekend! That was out of control, guys. Big weekend in the NFL. Great games. I watched every single game from front to back, from start to finish. You know what I mean? I inspected each game play by play and was trying to get in the heads of not only the players but inside the heads of the referees, the league. This is how you kind of have to be these days because there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes that we've been talking about over the last year, and we want to make sure that we stay on top of that. That way, when we're laying down some hay or a little bit of bread or whatever you want to call it, a little bit of ding, that you're not getting, railroaded, John Deered, ripped to pieces, and like shenanigans. We have no time for shenanigans on the Neil the Deal show. So let's get right into it. Wild card weekend. What a weekend, guys. It was fantastic. Started off with the Bengals and the Raiders. Well, the Raiders, I kind of knew that without Chucky, we talked about it in the last episode and the episode before that. Uh, I don't know. I think that changed the playing field for the Raiders. They did have some good games. They did have some bad games, but the Bengals are kicking it up a notch at the right time. I told you, I like the Bengals, and they took it down 26-19. Good on you, Joe Burrow. I love these young kids. My boy, Patty Mahomes, obviously. Joe Burrow, even Mac Jones, all these young cats. Jalen Hurt. It's a great, Josh Allen. It's a great time to be an NFL fan because the day of the prima donna quarterback is sort of passe. So, you're basically only as good as your last game. And in life, you're only as good as your last day. So make sure every day is your best day. That's what I'm telling you. Or you're going to get the old axe. You know what I'm saying? So make them good every day. You get better and better, not bitter. And that's how we do it. So that Bengals game was fantastic. Joe Burrow was at 24 for 34, 244 yards. Uh, Two TDs, amazing. I thought he played like a seasoned veteran, to be honest with you. For such a young kid, first overall pick, I'm really happy for him. And I'm happy for Cincinnati because, man, they had a drought with Marvin there that I would watch year after year and I would just think, oh my God. And it really hurt me. And I'm not really a Cincinnati Bengals fan. I mean, I like Ken Anderson back in the day. We all remember the Icky Shuffle, all that kind of jazz. But since he just kind of got the S end of the stick, if you know what I mean. But they pulled it off. I think it was their first playoff win in a long time, like long, long time. So good on him, Joe Burrow. Good luck to you in the conference final game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But great. Again, on that game, Chase, the guy we talked about, Chase, number one from LSU. Oh my God, him and Burrow have been playing together for years. And it shows. He was 9 catches for 116 yards. Excuse me. And Joe Mixon, out of the backfield, was great. 48 yards rushing. And he out of the backfield, he had some receiving yards. So they got a well-rounded offense. Their defense is playing well. And I got to say, I was really impressed with Cincinnati. So 2 thumbs up to Joe Burrow and the team. Move on and see what happens. Now, Next game we're going to talk about was the Bills and the Pats. Woo-hoo! What a game that was. The Bills basically dismantled them. I thought it was going to be a lot closer, but we'll talk about it. 47-17, and it was a big time domination. I was surprised that Belichick just, I don't know what happened there. I'm not even going to comment on it. I'm surprised about it. And Josh Allen was 21 for 25, 308 yards, and 5 TDs. Like, if you watch the game, it was great. Singletary out of the backfield was 16 rushes, 81 yards. Allen was 6 rushes for 66 yards. So when you have a quarterback, okay, think about this, that is throwing for 300 yards, 5 TDs, and rushing for 66 yards in 6 carries. That's an 11-yard average per rush, per run, so to speak. That's a first down every time he runs. So this is why they took that game down. Singletary, too, had 2 touchdowns. And Stephon Diggs, probably the best receiver on the team. He was a little quiet. So I'm hoping against my team, he stays quiet, obviously. But if the Bills are going to have a chance to move on to the Super Bowl, Stephon Diggs has to have a big, big game. That's going to be the key right there. If Diggs doesn't dig in and make a stand, and he is a phenomenal player, like absolutely phenomenal. I don't know. I don't know if the Bills got a chance, but the thing that they do is they double team Diggs, and that leaves other guys open, and then, well, then that's what happens. And then somebody's open, and Allen, he's been playing better. Okay, we did have the Bills, as we talked about, had a little bit of an up and down roller coaster style of a season. You know, they lost to some teams like Jacksonville. Remember that one? Like, oh my god! But they're peaking at the right time, and this is how it works in all sports. You know, you're not going to win them all, but you try to win them all. You play to win. But the Bills are peaking pretty good right now, and I think the game this weekend against my team, the Chiefs, is going to be like a real. I mean, it's the repeat of last year. It's the same. It's conference final, Bills and right and the Chiefs. So the Bills lost it, and the Chiefs went on, but this year, you know, we're going to talk about that in a bit. So let's just move on to the next game. Tampa versus the Eagles. Tampa destroyed them 31-15, completely crushed. Brady 24 for 37, 271 with 2 TDs. Kevin Vaughn had a big game out of the backfield, running 17 rushes, 53 yards. And Bernard. I like Bernard. Together, Vaughn and Bernard, they kind of they're a good little 1-2 punch, you know. 13 rushes, 44 yards. You add them up, those two guys are at almost 100 yards. So they got a well-rounded offense. They seem to be, again, Brady's got them peaking at the right time, and Arians is doing a great job down there. So receiving-wise, check it out. Evans, the man, he's the big boy right now with the other guys out. 9 receptions, 117 yards, 1 TD. And Gronk, we all love Gronk. 5 receptions, 31 yards. But he got a TD. I believe they said it was his 84th. No, it was maybe Brady's 84th passing touchdown or something, which is, again, probably a record, you know, big one. I don't know. But him and Gronk just seem to they just gel at the right time, and you know they're smart guys. They know what they're doing. With the Eagles, we'll talk about the Eagles a bit. The Eagles. Yeah, that's about it. Oh well, Eagles. You guys got some good players. You got a good quarterback, but we'll see you next season. So, you know, clean up the golf clubs. You'll be good. Then we're going to move on to the game of the week that obviously I was interested in: the Chiefs and the Steelers. My team crushed them, destroyed them, absolutely took them down, and it was bye bye Ben. And if you guys are watching on Facebook, I'm posting stuff all the time, all my predictions, different things. And hey, you know, Ben Roethlisberger, good quarterback, won 2 Super Bowls. You know, he was good. I liked him a lot when he was younger. He kind of, I don't know, he stayed around too long. He's like a broken down racehorse or whatever. But, you know, he's a good player. I had no problem with him. I don't know. they all talk Hall of Fame and stuff. I don't know really know. He's probably on the cusp of the Hall of Fame. He really didn't do anything for me, but there's a lot of Steeler fans around the world, and I can understand that. And he was your captain for a lot of years, and obviously Tomlin loves him. The city loves him. I don't hate the guy by any means. I like him, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Let's go over the stats. My boy, the big one, Superman, Superboy, whatever you want to call him, Patty Mahomes. Great game, Patrick. 30 for 39, 404 yards, 5 TDs, count them. And he did throw the one INT, but you know, when you're stuff happens, right? What a game though. 30 for 39, 404, 5 TDs. We're clicking on all cylinders. We're it's propane. These guys are powered by propane. Never mind gasoline, maybe ethanol, dragster style stuff. They are peaking so great right now. If we can get Hilaire back, Hilaire is a big part of it. Here he is, number 25, Mr. Hilaire. Love him. LSU boy, buddies of Chase and Burrow and that. I love Hilaire. He just brings a dynamic to my team that most teams don't have. And if you watch football as much as I do, he's a game breaker and a game winner. So I'm hoping he comes back. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know if he's going to play. I really don't. We'll see what happens. But they brought in McKinnon, Jerick McKinnon, great running back. Hasn't got a lot of accolades under his belt, but man, he turned up the Jets in that game. 12 rushes, 61 yards. He also he did a bunch of receiving out of the backfield that I was checking out. I don't know. He just played amazing. So Patty Mahomes, of course, if you put pressure on him in the pocket, he runs out of the pocket and finds a way to. He just scampers and scoots and does what he does, and he's got the head fakes, he's got the legs, and he's strong. He's a strong runner. Patrick Mahomes, he's a great runner. 3 rushes, 29 yards, but that's an average of 9.7 yards per rush. So again, he's like Josh Allen. These guys, when they run, they're running for first downs. So, they're waiting for the defense to back up. There's a gap in between. People seem to be covered. The line has gone by. They're out in the flat, and they just turn on the jets and start running like wind. So I love the way Mahomes does that. Receiving again, we talked about McKinnon. He had a great receiving day out of the backfield, and six receptions, 81 yards, and a touchdown. That's like a 13-yard average for McKinnon. Obviously, the big man, Kelsey, Travis, my boy, 5 receptions, 108 yards, averaging 21.6 yards per catch. 20 yards per catch. That's his average in the game. He got a touchdown. McKinnon got a touchdown. Tyreek was a little, how do I say, he wasn't the factor that he's going to be this week. I believe he's got a few injuries that have been nagging him too, and he did have 5 catches, 57 yards, and he had a touchdown. But I think he needs a little more rest, and this week will do him good, and he'll come back and do some serious damage against the Bills. Robinson too, Robinson 4 catches, 76 yards, and they just literally destroyed Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh had absolutely no chance. And if you check my Facebook and the last show, I told you so. So bye-bye, Ben. Great career. Sayonara. So, take it easy. See you on the flip side. And hopefully, we'll remember you, Ben, but I don't know if you're actually Hall of Fame caliber. I really don't. So we'll see what happens. So a great weekend. There was one more game, right? The Cards and the Rams. I didn't touch it. I didn't like it. It ended up 34-11 for the Rams. I kind of thought that maybe the Rams, if I was going to lean on one, it was the Rams, only because their defense and they were at home. And the Cards, I don't know, man, what happened to the Cards? They started off so good. Then they just lost Hopkins. If they had Hopkins, it would have changed the whole deal. They got Watt back, but it just wasn't enough in the end. Hopkins was the game maker for them, game breaker, and he wasn't there. And Murray, the Rams destroyed. destroyed the Cards, man. It was a bad, like, that was the worst display this year for the Cardinals. And I don't know what to tell you. Kyler Murray just got absolutely smoldered. So the Rams crushed them. They're going to move on. And the other funny stat that I thought was the Cards were actually they were 8-1 on the road this year, best in the NFL. So they were the best road team in the NFL. They were on the road, and to see that display was, I don't know what to tell you, man. I had to turn it off. I'm going to be honest with you. I turned it back on because obviously, but it was just a horrible display. I don't know why they weren't better prepared. I'm shocked about it. I don't know what's going on over there, but LA just dominated and crushed them like KC did to Pittsburgh. So that game in itself was heavy duty. You know what I mean? Next game we got San Fran versus Dallas. Well, there you go. Dallas. I don't know what to tell you. I don't really never did like the Cowboys much. I did like Roger Staubach when I was a kid and Tom Landry, but a couple other guys. But after that, Dallas just is just way too. I don't know. I don't like Dallas at all. San Fran, underdog, came into Dallas, gave him the old can of whoop ass, the old can of whoop ass, and San Fran pulled it out 23-17. I was like, yeah, I like San Fran in the game. I told you so, and they pulled it off. So good on them. They're moving on, San Fran. So I'm looking forward to these games coming up. This weekend that's coming up, guys, is going to be like serious. So this weekend we got the conference finals, 4 games, right? That's all who's left. We got Cincinnati versus the number 1 seeded Tennessee Titans. The Titans are favored, minus 3.5. They're playing CBS. They're on CBS at 4:30 on, I believe, Saturday, and the over/under is 47. In the last meeting, Cincinnati won 31-20, just to let you know, and that was on November 1st, 2020. All right, so since he took them down a couple years ago, they haven't played since, so it should be an interesting game. Just to let you know, Derrick Henry is still injured for Tennessee. He will not be playing. That's a big loss, but they got that receiving core. Tannehill was playing amazing. They did replace Henry with quite a comparable running back. He is very capable of having a big game, and they are at home. And Cincy is playing Cincy ball, so that's going to be a great game. The next game is the 49ers versus the Packers. Packers are favored -6. Over under again 47. The last time they played, September 26, 2021. So not so long ago. Green Bay won 30-28. All right. Very close game. That's going to be on Fox at 8:15. So get your stuff ready. Get your pizzas out. Pizza pockets, chips. Those chocolate covered peanuts are good. Cashews, whatever you got. Maybe pistachios, whatever you like. And sit around. That's going to be a really good game. Is the Packers and San Fran. And we'll talk about my predictions in a minute about that. Next game we got is Tampa Bucks versus the LA Rams. Tampa's favored -3. Last time they played, September 26, 2021. Again, the Rams took them down 34-24. That game's going to be on NBC at 3 p.m. And I'll be looking big time forward to watching that game as well. We'll talk about it in a sec, my prediction. But all these games, they're conference final games, guys. It's the end of the year. And I got to cheers the NFL to all the great games they put on this year. Guys, thanks a lot. The footage was great. The coverage was great. The announcers were great. The games were great. But obviously, there were some very controversial calls this season. So we talked a few times about them, and I'm sure we'll continue talking about these controversial calls. Whatever, I don't know who's making them, but whatever. So cheers to the NFL guys. Cheers to the players. Thanks for all the entertainment this year has been fantastic, and this weekend is going to be no different. So we're looking at the last game here. We got the Bills and the Chiefs. All right. I can't wait for that one. That one I will be glued to the set like it's basically my two favorite teams in the NFL because I always like the Bills and I always like the Chiefs, but it's the Chiefs first and then the Bills. So they're playing CBS 6:30 p.m. Uh, the last time they played, October 10th, 2021, so not very long ago. Buffalo won that game earlier on this year, 38-20. And it's going to be really interesting because if you look at it logically, so Kansas City beat them in the conference final last year. During the regular season this year, the Bills beat them 38-20. We all watched it. It was painful. But if history repeats itself, we know who's going to be going to the Super Bowl, and that is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Because Buffalo never wins anything. And all you Buffalo fans out there, Sabres, Bills, you know who you are. Some of my best friends, they're losers. Perennial losers, the Sabres, the Bills. Anything out of Buffalo just doesn't have the right smell. You know what I mean? So, I don't know what to tell you. Now, let's just go over my last predictions, obviously. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to it. I certainly have been. And out of my last 13 picks, guys, this is Vegas stuff. Guys, yep, I'm impressed. I'm starting to impress myself. It's hard to impress yourself. Try it. It's really hard, but I'm actually impressed. 13-0. That's right. My favorite number, and oh, wow. All right, so let's go over the predictions. Check them on the show last week. No problem. Go back, check it out. I'm telling you, 49ers versus the Cowboys last weekend. Cowboys were favored by 3.5. I took San Fran with the points, 3.5. San Fran took it down, and that would be a cha-ching winner right there. Then we had Cincy and the Raiders. Cincy was favored by -6, right? They were underdogs. Sorry, underdog -6. I took Cincy and laid the points, and Cincy crushed them 26-19. Cha-ching! There's another win right there. That's 2. Then we had Eagles and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay -7.5. Told you take Tom Brady. I told you take the GOAT. -7.5. Not a big deal against the Eagles. I took Tampa Bay. And cha-ching. Tampa won 31-15, and that's another win. Pittsburgh versus Kansas City. Obviously, my team. My team was favored by 12.5. It was the biggest spread of the year, and they overcame that. And I told you, check it out on Facebook, on on the last week's show. Check it out, guys. I told you, take Kansas City, lay the points. What happened? 42-21, Kansas City. Cha-ching. Avon calling. Count your ding dong. There you go. That's 4 in a row. And the last game I bet was New England and Buffalo. Buffalo was -4.5, and we all watched it. And Buffalo smoked them. And I kind of knew that was going to happen, but not by that. Like that was an absolute crushing at 47-17. Again, 5-0, but bingo, cha-chingo. Put the money in the bank and get ready to buy yourself a new house, new car, some new clothes, some jewelry, maybe some food. Maybe you're hungry. I don't know. But whatever you're doing, I just gave you 5 winners one weekend, and that doesn't include the 3 winners I gave you in the Friday night NHL, right? So that's 8, and plus, yeah, it's 13-0. Check it out. I would not lie to my fans. All right. So here at Talkin Fight, we are actually destroying. I'm talking absolutely blistering Vegas to pieces. Nobody in the world, I think, is 13-0. If you are, more than welcome to text me, email me, shoot me a comment. Any of these guys on Sportsline, any of them, no problem. Any of you guys over at Sportsnet, any of you guys down there in the States, I watch all you guys, and guess what? I'm better. I'm better than you. I'll always be better. So That's all I can tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Their record is their record, and I'm better than them. So who do you want to listen to? I don't know. It's up to you guys. All right. So this weekend, let's go over it. It's the last little bit of the show, guys. Thanks again for coming out, checking it out. I really appreciate the I've been receiving so much stuff from all the great people around the world, from every country, with all the thanks a lot. I appreciate it. Yeah, I laid a little bit of cash down on that. You were right. I appreciate it. I needed that little bit of money. The kids needed some stuff. Yeah, no problem. Anytime. Here at the Neil the Deal Show, advice is free. It's free. Yeah, something in the world is free, and it's my advice. I don't charge for it. If I did, you wouldn't have enough money. So what's the point? Might as well be free. So this weekend, we got the big games coming up. This conference finals, we got Cincy at Tennessee. These are my predictions. Tennessee minus 3.5. I'm taking the points with Cincinnati. I'm liking the way Joe Burrow's playing. I don't like the layoff for Tennessee. No Henry. Since he's rolling, I'm taking the points, the 3.5 with the hook, the 0.5. And that hook could be a big one in that game. So I'm taking Cincy plus 3.5. Next game, San Fran versus the Pack. I'm liking the Pack to win the game, but I don't like the -6. So I'm taking San Fran +6, and we'll take San Fran. I think they can stay tight. Last game they played, 30-28. The Pack is a better team, but San Fran is playing well right now, and Garoppolo, he keep you in the game. I don't know if he's going to have enough juice in the tank, so to speak, to take down Aaron and that receiving core. But I'm taking the points. That's all I can tell you. I'll take the points. So San Fran +6. I'm taking that. LA versus Tampa. Tampa's -3. Uh, I got to go with Brady. It's the GOAT. LA, they're overachievers. Uh, that last game, they're playing Tampa now. Tampa's rolling big. Brady gets his teams prepared. Arians is all ready to go. Gronk is in the mix. Evans is playing well. They got a running back that's playing well. The Rams, they do have a great defense. Drew Stafford's basically won nothing but a stuffed animal, over his career at the country, county fair, whatever you want, country fair. He hasn't won anything. So I'm definitely not going with the Rams. I'm going with Tom Brady, the GOAT, -3. I'm going to lay the points and take Brady and Tampa to take down the Rams. And Tampa is at home. Last game we're going to talk about Bills versus the Chiefs. Well, there's no, what can I tell you? The Chiefs are going all the way. All the way. All right? -2. I'm taking the -2. The Bills, that was their big hurrah last week. They're gonna have the letdown. Chiefs are not letting down. They're stepping on the gas. They went from Mach speed, now they're like light speed, whatever you want to call. They're like blazing, and the Bills won't have an answer. Josh Allen will panic as usual. Too big a stage for that guy. They're going to cover Diggs. Diggs will probably have a pretty big game. I don't think the running game is going to do a heck of a lot, and Allen's going to have to scramble a lot. But Mahomes is a better player. He's got way more experience. He's won Super Bowls, MVPs. I'm going with the big man. My boy, Patty Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to take it down. And that's it. That's all I got here, NFL. Wednesday night, talkinfight.com with Neil the Deal. Appreciate it. Now, if you see this hat, is an S&B hat. I want to thank Patrick. All right, Patrick, thank you very much, buddy, for the beautiful hat. And Safari Barbershops, we talked about them before, down on Lakeshore here in Mississauga, Toronto, outside of Toronto, Canada. And Patrick's a great guy. If you need a fantastic haircut of any kind, he can do anything. His shop is beautiful. His products are fantastic. He makes his own stuff, beard oils and all kinds of great stuff. He's a fantastic guy. And his buddies who hang out there are friendly. And I just really like the place. I really like Patrick and all his buddies. So I want to thank you for everything, Patrick. And Pascal Siakam, if you haven't heard yet, Neil the Deal needs to talk to you. And if I don't hear from you in the next week, then I'll just have to make a phone call and we'll figure out a way to get a hold of you. You know how it works. But Patrick would be more than ecstatic, at the least, if you pop by his place, Safari Barbershop on Lakeshore there, close to Cothra, Lakeshore and Cothra. And come on down. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring anybody you want there, Pascal. And get yourself lifetime free haircuts from the best barber that I've ever been around. And that's Patrick over there at Safari Barbershop. So, Pascal, hopefully we'll see you soon, man, over there. Take care of yourselves, guys. The sharing's been fantastic. You've been liking, and I like you. I like you guys out there, talking fight fans, checking out the boxing, the football, the hockey. It's been fantastic. I want to thank you again, and you have a safe and enjoyable evening. Hopefully your snow shoveling's over. It was a big storm we had on Monday, and I want to actually quickly say we didn't do the boxing show on Monday, but we're gonna somehow figure something out with that. The internet was down out here with the storm, and we just couldn't get her going. So we're gonna redo that boxing one on Monday, for Monday this week sometime. I believe the producers have said. So keep an eye out for me. We might do it tomorrow night. We'll see what happens. I'll do a special Thursday night boxing episode. You know what I mean? So tell your family and friends, and we'll see you again soon. Take care. If not, we'll see you Friday, 8:30 here at talkinfight.com with the Neil the Deal show, NHL, and I got some big news out of the NHL. So you want to tune in? We'll see you then. Take care. Get better, not bitter. Enjoy.